You staying there?
Yeah. 10 minutes is starting.
Ooh. Chair's noisy.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. It's Graham.
My name is Darren. And here are we going to talk about the Evil Dead remake. Arrange those words and you'll get a proper sentence.
Ooh. DIY video sentence title.
Ooh, we're all playing this game. Evil Dead remake tells the story. Go on.
Evil Dead. Okay, so what happens? They go to a cabin in the woods.
Always a good idea.
And something happens.
They read a book. Never read books, children.
Especially if it's written in Latin.
And wrapped up in barbed wire and says, "Don't read, motherfucker."
Yeah.
Usually a clue.
Yeah. Or if it's got like an evil face on the front.
Doesn't in this one.
Still. If it does. If it does.
When in doubt. I mean, read David Dickinson's biography.
Did you?
No. He was the most evil person I could think of, top of my head.
That's fair enough, yeah,
David Dickinson. Yeah. Hoarder of antiques.
Chips. Yeah.
And the colour brown.
Yeah, he did hoard it, didn't he?
Mm.
Sapped it from the...
Yeah. Any room he walks into becomes less brown. David Dickinson, for those who are watching that don't know, is some idiot on TV.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry.
No.
He goes, cheap as chips! Like that.
Yeah, but now I've seen you do it, I can see he does have some talent. So tell us the story. What happens in Evil Dead when they read the book?
Oh my god. I'm not in a good enough mood to talk about... What are we talking about? Evil Dead.
Okay, that's fine, I'll do it. They read the book, a bunch of demons come, and yeah, they just kill everything. As in the demons make everything go wrong. What I will say about this one, it's a remake, obviously, of the Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell classic.
It is a classic.
It is, it really is. Is that they've, like, obviously there's no Ash character in this one, which is fine, because you wouldn't want anyone to play Ash that wasn't Bruce Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
And they've kind of replaced her with this main character called Mia, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she's, like, a junkie who they're taking to the cabin in the woods to, you know, clean out kind of thing. Like, she's going to go cold turkey there.
Oh, yeah.
Is that really the best place to take somebody who's going to be a bit edgy? A cabin in the woods, in the middle of nowhere,
well,
with dead cats hanging in the cellar.
Well, if you're going to propose it, you know, you say, "Oh, does this?" You know, you'd sell it, wouldn't you? You know, you'd say
you'd say the
really
Indian
relaxing?
burial ground's busy, the nuclear testing site. Let's go to that old cabin in the woods.
No,
I hear that's where that girl was set on fire.
Yeah.
And you go, Brill.
No,
sounds like that'll help the recovery. Send me.
No. You say to somebody, you know, "Oh, there's a lovely little cabin out there. It's a wood cabin. There's like fires and
that doesn't sound good.
Log fires.
It's a wooden cabin and there's fires.
Log fires and there's like a lake you can go swimming in.
Yeah.
And
a few bodies
trees,
in there. Trees that'll rape
animals.
You. Which, it's interesting. I think that in the original Evil Dead, there's a bit where the tree pops up the woman's vagina, which I think is an early appearance of Groot from the Guardians of the Galaxy. And Raimi always said that, like, that was he regretted that scene, you know, like he thought it was too much, and he just wanted to make a kind of fun film, and that was kind of crossing the line a bit. But then they did it again in the remake, of which he was involved, and you think, well, if you're gonna remake your own film, because he was a producer, to like, surely you want to make it better, and therefore you don't just make the same mistakes again.
But if you think about it, which you obviously haven't, this is a very different film.
Not really.
Don't look so sad.
Not sad.
Just disappointed.
Yeah.
This is obviously a very different film to the first.
Why?
Because if you think about it, the first one had elements of humour in ways that this one didn't.
No, I don't think the first one was that funny.
It had Bruce Campbell, and he wasn't... Okay, I remember, you know, but...
What do you remember?
If you consider it...
What am I considering?
These things are important for the conversation, so...
You have said nothing there.
You just have to work with what you've got.
Yeah, very little so far. So yes, it's just strange that you make the same mistakes again.
Well, I've just given you the reason why you would.
Why?
Because it's a different film, but he didn't... It was a bit too... The film was a bit too light-hearted, if you like.
Which one?
Come on, you know it was a bit light-hearted.
The original?
The first one, yeah.
No, it wasn't.
A little bit, yeah.
It maybe is now because it's dated.
Comparatively.
No, but I reckon that the original was scarier in its day than this remake is in ours.
Well, fair enough, but I mean, they're making it today, so they're probably looking back, seeing that it's a little bit...
So therefore make it
more
better?
Aloof and whatever. Yeah, no, but they're not going to follow that same train.
But if you're actively saying to like people that bit is a mistake, why put it in the remake?
Because it wasn't that. It wasn't. It's like this. The film that they're trying to do that they did was a lot more. It was intended to be a lot more shocking.
I don't think it was.
I think it was because they put a lot more. I mean, they obviously had the budget for it as well, but they put a lot more effort into the horror effects and the gore and stuff like that.
No, that's not true. It's because the other one was made like 30 years ago.
Yeah, but they're still okay. Maybe not effort, but they've got the resources. They've got the
but that looked good for its day.
Like
that looked more shocking for its day because it had nothing else to be compared to.
Mate, well,
but now we've seen this torture porn stuff a million times. We're kind of desensitized to it. So the
so
Evil Dead original one.
So therefore, a tree rape scene is just.
But it's not as bad. The rape scene, but it's still there.
Yeah. Okay. It's it's a valid point to say it's not as bad as the first when he considered the first one to be.
I think it's a valid point to say if you thought putting a tree rape scene in your film was a mistake first time round, why then stick it in again during the remake? It's not
because
an Evil Dead 2, which is also a remake.
Because you've already answered your own question.
No, that's
because
not answering my own question. Because he still thinks it's a mistake now, even though we're desensitized to it.
Yeah, he still thinks it was in the first film it was a mistake.
No, just the whole idea of a tree
going
up
what?
somebody's
If he only
vagina.
produced it, then maybe it was who directed it.
Oh, some guy whose name I haven't learned. It's a foreign name.
Okay, like a foreign name, or it is a foreign name.
It is a foreign name. I mean, everyone's got a foreign name to somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so what was I saying? You threw me with that whole thing.
You were just trying to argue that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's more
trying being the correct word I use there.
I've actually lost interest.
Me too.
So let's talk about
because I know I'm right, so why bother going through the motions of arguing with you?
Hard work, isn't it? Just being right and having to stand your ground regardless of any arguments posed. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like having to put on a full battle armor to fight like a possum. Just so much effort for so little reward. Yeah, I liked it though. I liked how sort of full on.
I hate you so much. I really hate. There's no redeeming feature or quality about you.
No.
Why do I even come here?
I don't know. I like how gory and intense the Evil Dead remake is. Like, there's that bit where there's the girl hacking off her own cheek with the broken mirror.
It reminded me of you when I saw you doing that in a fantasy, in a dream. I was hoping you were hacking your face up.
In a fantasy and in a dream.
I'm afraid the word fantasy is a weird one to use, but
I know it is.
The point is, I hate your face and I want you to claw it off and throw it for the dog, and the dog will eat it.
That's Hannibal. Yeah, it was good. It was alright. I didn't like, do you remember, have you seen the Thumbsucker?
Yeah, a long time ago.
The main guy from that is the hippie looking guy in the remake. I didn't like him in it. Even though I like him in Thumbsucker.
Right.
That's my point.
Didn't he have the bong flask?
No, you're thinking of Cabin in the Woods.
That was actually Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, which is kind of the problem really with an Evil Dead remake, is that Cabin in the Woods was kind of an Evil Dead remake, but better than this Evil Dead remake, and they came out kind of similar times.
Ooh.
What?
Whoa. Whoa, a little hint there
What?
towards a thing. So what's better, Cabin in the Woods or the original Evil Dead? This is not including Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, the original Evil Dead.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I would say I prefer Evil Dead 2 to Evil Dead 1.
Yeah, I probably would. But I think they're both brilliant.
But I think Cabin in the Woods isn't as good as Evil Dead 2, but it is better than Evil Dead 1.
Okay, well I would say it's third in line for me. But I love them both. I love all three.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carry on.
Apparently the end of Evil Dead borrows from The Raid as well, the film, The Raid. The bit where he's like sticking the sword through the wall. That's almost shot for shot like a scene from The Raid.
Really?
Yeah, do you not remember?
No.
Oh, well,
I don't believe
used
you.
to watch both films again.
I don't believe you, to be honest.
So, yes.
When did you watch
Evil Dead?
Evil Dead?
A couple of days ago.
Yeah. What was your favourite moment?
Ooh, in the Evil Dead.
Is it the bit where, like in all the adverts, because they stick the best bits in the adverts, don't they? Where she's sticking her head through the little hatch in the ground and she's
singing.
I don't know, she's doing stuff, isn't she?
It's not in the film.
What?
The bit where she's like under there
Yes,
and she's
it
like
is.
tapping her fingers and
Yeah.
she's singing. It's not in the film. It was just in the trailers.
Oh, but she's doing other stuff on it. It's not like she doesn't have her head in the hatch.
Well, her head is in the hatch. I think my favourite bit is... I quite like the
What
bit
was
where the
your least
lady's
favourite
arm
bit?
dropped off
When was that?
after she tried to chop it off and then they'd gone
Jesus.
to the bathroom, into the kitchen. And it was like hanging by a thread.
Yeah.
She kind of, I think, Have you? What's it? Is it Aaron Ralston in 127 Hours?
Yeah.
I think she made him look like a bit of a tit.
Yeah, she did it well fast, didn't she?
127 hours. It took him about 3 seconds. It took her.
Yeah.
Right, get that off. Chopped.
She knew what she was doing. Yeah, she made that decision.
He's the one that gets all the books and all the,
Yeah. Always a hero.
Yeah, what hero? Because he's a real person.
Yeah, not like
this fictional character. Just off it was straight away. Even at the end, spoiler alert-ish.
Well,
her hand is trapped under a car. She pulls her hand off.
That's true. Yeah, she does. Yeah. No hanging around.
My favourite bit, I don't know. But yeah, probably the bit where or I did like the bit where the other woman was hacking her cheeks off just because it was really horrible.
That was cool.
Yeah. My least favourite bit would be the tree raping scene.
Alright. Just because of all the confusion it gives you concerning the first one and
I just don't like it.
Compared to the first, you like the first one, but not the
No, I agree that it's kind of wrong in the first one as well. It's just because the effects are so cheap, it's funny.
Yeah.
And I think there's a kind of popping sound effect.
Right.
Like a whoop.
Okay. So, who was your favourite character?
Oh, none of them really.
Really?
I'll eat Ash when he turns up at the end of the credits to say groovy.
Right, okay, yeah. That's a given.
They were kind of boring characters, really, like.
Yeah, they're all kind of just cardboard cutouts, aren't they?
Well, they were just, I don't know, in the original Evil Dead, at least was Ash to root for.
Yeah.
In this
That's
one...
what I'm saying, they're all two-dimensional.
Well, they're not two-dimensional.
Oh, okay, I'm just wrong about everything.
Not everything.
So would you like to ask me any questions about the film?
Did you like it?
Don't know, don't care.
No.
Next.
No, I have no more questions.
Okay, well I'll answer that one, yeah. I really did actually quite like it, yeah.
Did you?
I liked all the gore and stuff, because like, you know that, it's all kind of, it's not real, but it's, as we discussed the other day, like, I think it's kind of common knowledge now anyway, isn't it, where pretty much all the effects, like, they are all physical effects, like, not much of it's CGI at all, you know?
Yeah, they really buried Maya alive at the end.
Yeah.
Even though you don't see her, because she's underground, but she's really under there.
Crazy.
So when her, like, brother character is, like, talking to her, she is under there.
Mental.
Which sounds bad, but then I saw in, like, the making of, they didn't properly bury her, like, shovel soil on her face. There was, like, a little wooden, like, floor that they shoveled the dirt on.
That kind of makes sense.
And then she was, like, with covers under that. So, it's not bad. Basically, she was under a bit of wood that has some dirt on.
Oh, but she's probably still got something in her hair, like,
Oh, so what?
A worm on her arm, or...
So, look at the shit Bruce Campbell went through for the first ones.
Yeah, again, they didn't have the budget and stuff like that.
I think Raimi just liked to torment his friend.
Well, that as well. How else did he torment him?
Hit him with sticks and stuff.
Right, didn't he attack him with his, like, motorbike?
Yeah, there's, like, I don't know if it's true, but at the end of Evil Dead, like, just as you think Ash has gotten away, like, you see, like, the sort of demon vision as it's like...
Oh, yeah, rushes through the trees.
Yeah, and apparently and through, like, the cabin. It's Raimi
Oh,
on
yeah,
a motorbike with the camera on, like, a plank of wood at the front. And he just runs Bruce Campbell over. And apparently ran him over and broke his jaw.
Jesus.
I don't know if that's true, though. That's what I heard.
Pretty big jaw to break.
If you've got Evil Dead, I'd say 2 on DVD, I'd say watch it, because it's really funny. And then watch it with the commentary, because that's even funnier. Because it's just a couple of guys taking the piss out of their own movie.
Sounds good.
It is.
Last thing before I guess we finish.
Yeah.
It's funny that they chose the name Mia.
Why?
Because
it's MIA, missing in action.
That. And also Mia is an abbreviation for people who suffer from bulimia.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
People say like, oh,
I suppose it wouldn't be as good if it was bull.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh,
not.
You've got bull. What a load of bull.
A load of bull, yeah. Yeah, apparently.
It smells like bull.
Oh, God. Yeah, so I just thought I'd throw that in there because it's all...
Why is that interesting?
Well, it's just that, she's got these, bodily issues.
What, that she gets possessed by demons?
No, she takes drugs.
It's not a bodily issue, that's a mental issue.
It's a chemical dependency, isn't it? So it's a psychological thing, yeah, but also it's a physical chemical addiction. So I think they're all in similar veins, but similar veins. Oh dear. Yeah.
That's a junkie pun.
Just for you guys. So I guess that's it.
Yeah.
If you also enjoyed the film, let us know. And
if you didn't, that's fine too.
yeah,
You know, I'm sort of. It's one of those films where if someone said I really hated the Evil Dead remake, I wouldn't care. Like, you know, I don't hold it too close where I'd have to defend it.
that's true. Actually, I think this is a question for another day, for another time. But isn't it funny how there might be films that you've really enjoyed and you've really loved, and if somebody says, "Oh no, wasn't good at all," whatever, you'd be like, "You're wrong," like point blank. Just you know,
I would be
you
like
need
that.
re-education,
Or people
sort
in
of
general.
No, well, people who are passionate about films and stuff, if they have an opinion about a film, there's generally a select group of films that you would say that you would defend, sort of thing. But then there's a whole bunch of films in the middle there, in the grey area, where you would just
Your name's Graham.
yeah.
Isn't the grey area what you call your bumhole?
Yeah, I did for a while, but it didn't catch on, so nobody really.
In what context would it catch on?
I'm just a common, you know, common.
Graham's on the
talk.
toilet again, excreting from the grey area.
Yeah.
There's just
I missed my point.
There's films that you defend passionately. There's films that you really hate, and then there's the films that you just sort of they just exist. You don't care too much about them, and that's what this is. Is that your point?
Yes. What
There
else
you
would
go.
you categorise in that?
I don't know. Let's have a quick look at the collection.
Leon.
Oh no, Leon's amazing.
Okay. Right, the
Mr.
Town?
and Mrs. Smith.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's not amazing.
Monsters,
We're not just going to go through my entire DVD collection.
Hellboy, The Mist,
I like all these films.
Existence.
All right, let's just.
All right, okay. So there's there's different types of films.
You just
it was
named
for,
films.
I told you it was for the question
And
for
then
a
you
different time.
continued it.
Moon,
Moon's amazing. All right, thanks for paying attention, everybody.
if you did.
Which I wouldn't blame you if you didn't.
No.
And I will see you next time.
Yeah, hopefully, if you bother coming back after that mess.
Well, I wouldn't.
After this clown doing his bloody routine, you know.
Fucking die.
Oh, my ankle!
What power I have.